My name is Jimmy, his name is Jake, and this is the Weekly Dumb. Jake, can you tell these people about the sports?
Jimbo the big one. Juan Soto is a New York Met. No, it's great for baseball. It's good. Baseball players are getting almost $1 billion. No, it's good. Hey, we're happy for Mets. We're happy for the Mets. I'm still in a little bit of shock. I'm not happy. I look bad. I look haggard, and it's partially because of that. Basically, $800 million. Okay. Jim, what do you think about this?
No!
Are the Yankees done?
What's that?
Let's go Mets.
Jake's lying.
Yankees! Jim, in not sports, we're heading to Spain for some croquette.
But first,
You know what we all need to do more of? Get off our ass. Watch this. With bold flavors and refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will get you off your bleep and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain, a mountain where the weather's always perfect. Your friends are ready to hang in a day of epic proportions. Oh, wait. Go throw the disc around. Go, I don't know, buy a warehouse and play games with your friends and call it warehouse games and blitzball and stuff. The mountain is calling. You should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the do.
good story that I hope changes the world out of Spain. An employee at a supermarket ate a croquette. It was going to be thrown out. It was made to be sold that day. They were going to throw it out because it went unsold. So he had himself one. You know, in Spain, it's very popular. They have ham in them, chicken, sometimes cod, Zach. They fired him for it, for eating the goods and services. He got fired. He said, I'm taking you guys to court. That's not cool at all. This was going to be garbage. You can't fire me for eating trash. Watch this. And they ate a handful of trash right out of the bin. And the court upheld the ruling that he was unlawfully fired. They said it was going to be thrown out anyway. The court also said the important detail that the worker didn't eat an entire package of croquettes, but instead one single croquette that was not going to put back on sale the following day. That's fine. The court documents didn't indicate the flavor of the croquette, so I'm still hoping it's not cod. I went to Dunkin' Donuts once when I was in college, and they were closing, and I was like, oh, you're throwing those out? Can I have one? Because Domino's did that. They were cool about it. And they were like, nah, man, they got cameras in here. If I even eat one of these, I get fired. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
You're literally walking them to the garbage. Why would you get fired? So I hope this makes its way all around the world. It's garbage. There should be like end of day. These aren't sold. Box them up and hand them out to people. It's food. People need food.
It gets tricky because they're trying to sell us food. So then would people just line up outside the store like, hey, give me the garbage ones?
Yeah.
This guy's an employee. This is a perk of the gig.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
The court kind of said that. They're like,
Yes.
This is normal.
I think they wanted this guy fired for a little bit, and they saw their window, and they took this, and the whole thing blew up on him.
Well, that's the thing. When you want a guy fired really bad, it's probably because he's the type of guy that's going to bring you to the highest court and not let go. Like, they're enemies. He's back working there.
That's awesome.
That was the final decision, that they owe him his lawyer fees, was like $433, they said. And they owe him the wages lost from the days he wasn't working there. And he has his job back. So
He's
this
about
guy's
it.
he's going to eat a croquet in their fucking face every night. They probably had a croquet party. First night he was back. A little roundup, if you will, of the stories that got thrown to the side. Well, no, they're in the roundup.
Penguin returns to the sea after long trip from Antarctica to Australia. Jim met this penguin 2,200 miles off the icy waters. They named it Gus, King Augustus. I'm bad at the Greek stuff. I don't know. The penguin was super weak and tired, and they fed it, and it gained like 15 pounds, so that's sick. But then they returned it to the ocean. I didn't like the ending.
A lot of the penguins drift off by themselves to commit suicide. They're one of the only animals besides humans that kill themselves. Clearly running away from something. They just put them in a boat and brought it right back.
Yeah.
A South Korean man was convicted of dodging the military service by binge eating. 26-year-old began binge eating before his physical examination for the draft. He was categorized as obese, allowing him to serve in a non-combat role at a government agency. And then they say the defendant received a 1-year suspended sentence. What does that mean? What's he suspended from? Is that jail for a year?
Military? Because that was kind of his goal.
What does that mean? I think that means jail, parole, suspended from public.
Man who found $20 on the ground uses it to buy a $1 million lotto ticket, and here's his name. It actually is in the article, which that's like rule numero uno. We're happy for this guy. 56 years as a carpenter, that's like a lot. So we're happy for him. Good for him. He's going to use the money for good stuff. Jim, how much money does he walk away with?
Walks away with $429,000. Well, he won $1 million. He opted for the $600,000 lump sum. And then after state and federal tax withholdings, his take-home winnings amount to $429,007. So did he win $1 million?
No, man.
Oh.
Like, definitely not.
Drug dealers busted after forgetting big sack of Special K on the train. They asked the station staff for help tracking it down. Then 4 years later, they got arrested. That threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
This was in November of 2019. Police arrested McCourt Knight last week and found drugs and drug paraphernalia, several cell phones, and more than $2,000 in cash. They then discovered he and Hall were central figures of a major organized crime ring that imported drugs from Portugal. 4-year investigation. Because the first part, you say, what idiots, they got themselves in trouble. Not really.
No.
4 years later, they found these guys. I don't even know if it was the same thing.
I think what got them in trouble was being central figures of a major organized crime ring in Portugal.
Yeah.
Jim, the stolen shoe mystery at the Japanese kindergarten where security camera catches the weasel in the act. And I'm not being funny with words there. Turns out it was a weasel. Really bad security camera footage shows that a weasel was taking 15 shoes. It's pretty good.
They said it's great. It turned out not to be a human being. Teachers and parents had feared it could be a disturbed person with a shoe fetish.
Greek guy from last week.
It's just a weasel with a shoe fetish.
Just an actual weasel. What's worse, guy with a shoe fetish or weasel?
Guy with because it's kids, guy with a shoe fetish.
If it wasn't kids.
If it wasn't kids, if this was just like a gym, a weasel. I don't want a weasel in my gym. And I know there's a guy with a shoe fetish in my gym. Every gym has one statistically, Zach. Thanks, guys. Comment your favorite math equation.
Oh.
All right, leave a sob story. Thanks. See ya.
That was a weekly dumb. Yeah, everybody want. Oh. That's what you like. You like the little. Oh, let me zoom in on this. Hey, you seen? Look what he's doing with his hands there. Here's a noise bong.